Good evening, everyone, and welcome to GrayManPrepping. It is time for Tactical Tuesday, where we talk about tactics, gear, and more. And we're going to be covering everything tonight because tonight's topic, are you ready for it? Dun, dun, dun. It's back to basic training, folks. Everybody, drop and give me 20 push-ups. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I got carried away there. How's everybody doing out there? And holy crud. I'm looking at the comment counter here on it, and it's up to 108, and that's after I pushed it back up to the top. So, everybody, we're rocking and rolling. Everybody's talking. That's great. Okay, so let me see if I can get back to the top up here. Toosh. Okay, all righty. So, first one in was Idaho Garden Girl. She set her alarm, but she was the third like. All righty. Second one in was Gear Grinding 19, followed by CR, then Shadow Scout Swede. Then we have Kaylin Strain, Phelan Clan Wolf, Troop 1351, Suzanne Galley, Walt Rogers. Scrolling down here, trying not to miss anybody. Everybody's talking to each other. Cold War Preppers in the house. Alicia, Autism Mom. And I think she beat she was the first one to actually say happy birthday up on the chat. Thank you, Alicia. Next is, plug your ears, CB at Hugo Homestead. And everybody's talking, chatting, making sure I don't miss anybody. I know there's some others coming in here. Tibor is in the house. And it just jumped on me. Okay, Kaylin's back. King Poopa is here. Hey, Dustin. Going down, there's a lot. I mean, I like seeing everybody talking to each other. And CR says he's eating. Joe, Garden State Gardener's in the house. Thank you for the birthday wish, Joe. And Alicia rejoined, so she's been a member for a month. But she was actually in the first month, she was one of the ones that joined up. So she's been a member for a long time. Howie's here, Food Forest Permaculture. Mary Beth Smith is in the house. Trying to catch up here, folks, but we got a lot of friends here tonight. And Cold War Prepper did his basic training. B-3-3 at Fort Leonard Wood, January 71. Dang. I was just a 14-year-old scout then. Drops and gives one push-up, says I'm done. Prepper 101's in the house. And going through and making sure. Corky's here, Wide Family Farm. Yeah, I know. I noticed that Walt said he had a short commercial. It was really short, like 10 seconds. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Scrolling down, I think I'm just about to. Jay is in the house, and I've hit the bottom. Woo! All caught up here. Wow, I haven't had a long one like that in a long time. And we got says 18 people watching, 22 thumbs up. I know it was up to 20 people, so some people slid out, or they're sitting there not saying, they're lurking long enough that it just kind of drops them off the counter. Now it says 16 here and 16 there. All right, we're losing people. All right. Okay, well, hey, they're lost because I got a lot of great information that even those who've been prepping for a while need to reflect back on. Because I've been seeing some stupid blankety blank south end of a northbound donkey stuff being stated out there. And it's like, whoa, 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 wrong, wrong, wrong. So we're going to get over here, and I'm going to cover some things here real quick here, and then we're going to get into the talking, the meat of things. And I got my little notebooks here and stuff like that as well. So, all right, so back to basics for everybody. So what? Yes, we're going back to basics. And so it's trying to make sure I don't miss anybody else sneaking in here on the side chat. All right, so prepping basics. And some people are going to go, but with some of the stuff I've been hearing out there has been absolutely stupid. And then Patty Hicks put out a TikTok video that she's seen on Facebook. Put it up there, and the chick in this video was dumber than dirt, or she was a good actor pretending to be dumb. She was running for. She's a good actor running for Congress, or she's just dumber than dirt. All righty. So number one, water. I've actually heard a couple people say, don't worry about your water, your food yet. Get your guns. Wrong. Forget your guns right now. If you're a brand new prepper and you don't have anything, weapons, bows, guns, atlatls, or anything, and no food or anything else, don't waste your money on the weapons. Get some food first. Yep, there we go. Yeah, there's the chemical for water, dihydrogen oxide. Yes. And thank you, Howie. All righty, so the next one here. All right, well, first, water. Water is one of the rules of three. And I heard someone trying to say there were 5 rules of 3. No, there's not. There are 3 rules of 3. Always has been. No matter what people try to tack onto it, the official is 3 rules of 3. Number 1, 3 minutes without air, the average person dies. 3 days without water, the average person dies. 3 weeks without food, the average person dies. Now, as Tibor made a comment in one of the other videos about it's like, but after like 12 hours of without drinking any water, you're starting to be impacted up in your cognitive facilities there to be able to think and to realize things. After a day and a half or so, you're beginning to get the same thing of when you're up too high, no air, and hypoxia, I think it is. You're beginning to get the same type of sensation. Why? Because your brain is a sponge, all these electron, neuron pathways, and everything else, but it's mainly water. It's like 70% water. And without water, your brain starts having farts, brain farts. It starts going, So water is very important. And so how much water should you prep? Well, some of the people, I've seen some guys go out there and go, well, I've been doing the math here, and you really don't need more than 1.5 quarts of water a day. Bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm channeling Mel Brooks from Blazing Saddles. If you're out there working and it's summertime, you're out there sweating a bunch, you're going to need way more than that. Now, we've been saying, I'm sorry, I got to put it up there. That was just too good to, yeah. And Tibor's right. Water is more important than food in a survival situation. All right, so I had a squirrel moment. Forgot where I was going there. All right, so if you're out there sweating, working hard and stuff, you're gonna go through at least a gallon of water a day. Now in the wintertime when it's cool, you're sitting back doing nothing, picking your nose. You might get by on a quart and a half. Shoot, this is a half gallon. I had it full this morning. See where it's at now? I've already gone through on this one here. I have another one in my bedroom. I have another one in the kitchen. I go through a lot of water. I've been outside working, so I've probably gone through about a gallon and a quart of water today because I've been sweating out there working, putting up those beams and stuff. Yeah. All right. So just basically storing water. How much? 1 gallon per person per day of drinking water. This is not bathing water. This is not cooking water. This is not washing water. This is definitely not toilet water. This is drinking water. Now, for cooking, talking with some of my other friends and stuff, that have been setting this stuff up for decades, we all basically agree. If you're going to be doing cooking, figure on, just as a rule of thumb, at least another gallon of water per day per person. If you don't use it, guess what? That now becomes drinking water you can use later on. All right? You can never have too much water stored. Just check and make Little Lone Prepper is in the house. Hey. And Ginger Ninja's here. Woo! All righty. So water is the platinum standard of your supplies. All right. So now someone else I was asking about, well, do I use my drinking water for flushing the toilet? Once again, channeling Mel Brooks. Hell no. You can use, all right, if you want to store water in non-potable water containers for the toilet, do it. If you want to store non-potable water for washing dishes, do it. You want to store non-potable water for taking a shower, do it. So if you can get hold of like these 55-gallon barrels that had like soda pop stuff in it or something in it, so that they're food grade barrels, but you don't want to use it for drinking water. Use it for other water. Like doing laundry, going to the bathroom, taking a shower, so you don't offend your spouse. All right, so water. I've hammered on water here quite a bit, and I will always hammer on water. If you look back at the your prep for the day, I was doing every 30 days, I was slipping water back in there again. Add more water. Get more water containers. All righty. So now we're going to move on here. And next one, food. All right. Rule of 3. Food is number 3 on there. 3 weeks without food, the average person dies. Some people can go longer. Others cannot. But so the food you want to store, I mean, this is something that really ticked me off when I was working for Homeland Security. An idiot over in FEMA decided prior to, I think it was in 2004, prior to Katrina and Rita, put out, you only need to have 7 days worth of food and water in your home. That's it. You don't need no more. There were people trapped down there in Louisiana for like 2.5, 3 weeks before the rescuers were able to get to them to get them out. Okay. Fortunately, most of those had more food. And fortunately, most of them also had fishing poles. A lot of them got sick from the crud that was in the water, but they didn't die. Unfortunately, some did die. So for food, when the CERT program started up, this is probably going to wash out. Yeah, it's going to wash out. The Community Emergency Response Team program started up. Someone wanted to put oh, you only need 3 days worth of food, and it was like hell no. These guys are out there working hard. During the disaster out there, they're the first boots on the ground, even before the fire department gets there, before the police gets there, before the sheriff's rescue team gets there. They're the first ones on the ground, and they're going nonstop till the emergency is over. And we decided to put out there. Someone's trying to put out 72 hours, and we told them no, 72 hours is a death sentence. 72 hour as being all of the food you need. No, that's a death sentence. And we said, if you're on one of the teams, you need to have 7 to 10 days of water as a CERT member in your house available for you to go back to your house, restock, go out the next day, at least, because you're going to be out there. And we told them, you need to plan on carrying 1.5 gallons of water with you during the day. So food, minimum, if you're on any type of team, you should have 10 days worth of food in your pack. Hey, Star, how's it going? In your house, I'm not freezing. I'm just trying not to use extreme profanity, Navy sailor talk. Even though I was never in the Navy, I do have some nephews in the Navy and other people. Okay, all right. You should have more days worth of water than you do food. For food, you should have at least 90 days worth of food in your house. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Let's see. You go out and when the Campbell's Chicken Little Soup's on sale, you go out and you buy a case of it. When the black beans, the pinto beans, the navy beans are on sale at Wally World or one of the grocery stores, you go out and buy a case. And you stock up. And you'd be surprised how quickly you can stock 90 days worth of food and not even realize you got 90 days worth of food. All right, you can do it a little at a time, and you start adding to it. And when you find something on super sale like Safeway, Albertsons, what's the other one? All part of the same chain. Do their 10 for 10 sale. Oh man, you can clean up. My wife used to love it when they do Denison's chili on the 10 for 10. She'd go in there and she'd get, in the morning on the way to work, buy 10 cans. On the way home, buy 10 cans. The next day, that's when we stock up on Denison's chili. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? And if I missed anybody else there, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get a lot of information out here. Oh, and by the way, does everybody have their notebook for little pieces of information? Oh, cool. All right, there's some information, folks, right there. Mountain House number 10 cans are on sale. 50% off through the end of the month. That means you got 4 more days. 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. Yeah, 4 more days. All right. Thrive Life is doing a sale too because it's National Preparedness Month. And all your food doesn't have to be prepackaged, ready to go. I was checking the prices. Woohoo! Thank you, Shadow Scout Swede. All right, everybody, give all channel members, give him the emoji salute. All right. Okay. You don't have to get prepackaged food and everything else. You can do it where you can make it on your own, because how many of you have a 50-gallon or 40-gallon hot water heater? If you have a 40-gallon, 50-gallon hot water heater, or like we do, we have a 75-gallon one there in California, and it's got a check valve on it. So if someone digs up the water line in the middle of the street, it's not going to siphon all the water out of the hot water heater. So I'm going somewhere with this. I'm trying to tie things back in again here. So if you have plenty of water, if you have twice as many days of water than you do food for your drinking water, and then you have cooking water besides that, you're good for this stuff. I was checking after watching Modern Refugee's video on making split pea soup, like his parents and grandparents used to do. And I realized I'm an idiot. I'm a big idiot. We don't have any, at least up here, I have absolutely zero split peas, dried split peas. I got cans of peas. I got frozen peas, but I don't have dried peas in my supplies here. Now in California, I got about 12 number 10 cans of dried peas with the nitrogen filled, sealed by Sam Andy. And my wife has bags she picks up when they're on sale at Wally World or Albertsons. So I was checking the prices. I checked Wally World, Sam's Club, Costco, Albertsons, I can't remember. Broland's, all the stores around here. None of the stores had any size from 1 pound up to 20 pounds where the price was less than $1.25 per pound. And I went on, I even hit Amazon and some of the other ones. Web Restaurant got down to 97 cents a pound, I think it was. Then I remembered, whoa, Smart and Final got bought out by U.S. Foods, major supplier of food. I went and checked the U.S. Food store here in Idaho Falls. A 20-pound bag of split peas for $17.54, I think it was. So as soon as I get all the lumber up on the patio covering, so we're ready to put steel on it, I'm making a trip to Idaho Falls and picking up a couple 20-pound bags of the split peas. It's Mac and Patty, Southern Blessed Homestead, and Patty G, SBH. Yeah, so I mean, you guys were talking about your power going out. This is Southern Blessed Homestead, Mac and Patty. You're talking about your power going out and stuff. WD Glock and Roll has been getting nailed also. I think it's like 3 nights in a row it's gone off in the middle of the night. His power's gone off and he's fired up his generators and stuff. Yes, the P51 can openers, you get them in a 10-pack. Or I actually got a 50-pack. And back when I was doing my giveaway for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway for Camp Patton Family Compound, I gave away a bunch of those, and I gave a bunch to my scouts. All right. So food and water are your two primary. Let's take a look at the next one here. Medications and first aid. Now, I kind of lumped these two together. You know, your medications, your allergy medications, your cough drops, like you turn around your cough drops, cough syrup, throat lozenges, Advil, ibuprofen, whatever, all the stuff in your medicine cabinet that you need. Stock up extra. Whether it's Modium AD or just the opposite, stool loosener, make sure you have enough. And stars right, general stuff over the counter like I'm talking about, and prescription, which includes also getting extra every month. Go down to your pharmacy or Wally World Pharmacy or Sam's Club or Costco or wherever, and pick up a box or two of the real Sudafed. Those of you know, I've had, let me switch this here first. I've had Doc Bones and Nurse Amy up here a couple times, and there's been flack out about this Sudafed PE, which is an imitation stuff that they can't use for making meth. Turns out it's no good for treating sinuses or anything. It's a placebo, basically. They finally got the report out, and there was all sorts of problems with it, and they did another report, and it's like, it's garbage. So you want the real stuff, not the fake stuff. Have all your tinctures, yes. Saline solution and burn gel. Burn gels, having dealt with the stuff and a lot of the doctors and stuff and setting up the CERT program, most burn gels and stuff you don't want to put on. It's better just to use cold saline solution, because it can trap bacteria in there. So burn gel is I will not recommend burn gel to anybody to stock because of that stuff. Yeah, they did put out that video on it, and then they've also done a blog on it as well. Now, as far as saline solution, if you can, and you pressure can or water bath can, and you got empty spots, fill the jars full of water and fill those spots. Now, Tammy at Rebel Canners, it's been about 2 years now, put out a video on one of her live streams and on a video about how to make saline solution and can it. So, yeah, you can for saline solution, you can start stocking, start making your own and stocking it. Yeah, that is one of the few things, but it was kind of hard to tell everybody, get aloe vera plants for burns and stuff. That is one of nature's things that actually works a lot better than anything they try to manufacture for it. All right, so let me get back over here to this, bring this back up. Boom, boom, there we go. All right, medicine, first aid kits. Make sure your first aid kit is stocked up. Now, I've known a lot of people have gotten extra Band-Aids, the cheap, knockoff ones, and they put them in the first aid kit. First aid kit gets opened up for this, that, and the other, and they dry out. Hey, Christy Betts, how's it going? One of the things, do not put, especially butter, cool the burn with water. My dad got a radiator burn, and they were trying to put butter on his face, and it's like, no, it's good for it. No, it's not. Cold water is better. They're arguing with these idiots from the restaurant nearby. And they brought out some butter from the restaurant, try to pack on his face. First aid kits, Band-Aids. If you get the good type of adhesive bandages, Band-Aid, Curad, and break them. And if you get the big box, break it down. Put moisture absorbers and oxygen absorbers in with it in a. You can use a Ziploc, or you can use a one of the seal meal bags and seal them up so this big box you got on super sale doesn't 3/4 of it go to before you have a chance to use it. And recently stocked a first aid kit in my mosque. Could not find a single used cold pack. Right. Cool. And hey, don't laugh. On a construction job, we had gauze and we had duct tape. And we actually, took care of somebody doing that. Put the gauze on there, put the duct tape on it, and worked from the outside in. By the time the ambulance got there, they looked at it and they go, "Damn, that was genius!" And they didn't take it off. They took him to the hospital like that because it was stopping the bleeding. Got him to the hospital. Doctor said that was probably the neatest little trick they saw, but they can't recommend it. But they're told these are sterile gauze pads, and they go, but we still can't recommend it. Exactly, Tibor. Everything you need for over-the-counter medicine, prescription medicines, and first aid stuff, disposable first aid stuff as well. So make sure that's the next thing you want to start stocking up on. Now, if you are good friends with your doctor and you've got him in, and you've gotten him to get into a little bit of prepping too, being saying, as a doctor, I'm surprised you're not prepping, and get him thinking and stuff. You might be able to get him then to write a larger prescription every day, so you can pick up extra, or just give you a separate prescription and say, all right, rotate your medicines. You now have an extra year's worth of these prescription medications. Rotate them, and because that way you're good and you're set, and you're talking with him, and keep him involved in the loop as far as your medications are, so he knows you're not pulling anything. And if you need to say, all right, here's the latest picture from what I have and how I've been rotating it. Keep him knowledgeable of what you're doing, and he's more likely to help her likely to help you. All right. All righty. So number 4, skills and tools. I do not know how to do everything. Oh shoot, who just put out the video today? Tibor, you might know who put out the video about doing the 223 to turning it into a 300 blackout. He's been doing several of them on working the cases and stuff. I'm having a brain fart here. I don't have those skills to work shells and change and reuse. Take one and do the conversion on it you need to do to make it work in another type rifle. But those, that's a skill I need to learn. I need to relearn my machinist skills. I need to get some machine tools and stuff and relearn everything, because muscle memory. When you don't do it, you forget how to do it. Hang on to that thought, Patty. Hang on to that thought. Yeah, today was the 3rd one of the series, I think it was. Oh, and one of the things here for your first aid kit. Hang on, I'm going to step down here and go back first aid kit. I've done videos on these. This is Uncle Bill's tweezers. Make sure I got, the right. Uncle Bill's sliver gripper. It's not going to focus on it, but that's what it is. I got a 3-pack of these, and I gave one to my youngest son, one to my wife, and this is mine. And I've been getting a lot of splinters. I just felt one here, so excuse me while I get the splinter out. There we go. I've been putting up the boards up there, and when I got them, they were all nice and tight and smooth. And over the last week, sitting inside the shop there, even though they're protected from the sun and everything else, they've been starting to put up splinters and stuff. All right, back to the thing here. All right, skills. I got to work on my pressure canning skills. Um, there's probably a lot of skills I need to go through and start relearning and brushing up on my skills. Farrier. I haven't done farrier work since I was 10 years old helping my dad. My dad was a farrier at the time, helping him. Yeah, so I've shoed horses, but that was 56 years ago. I don't have an AARP card. All right, skills and tools. All right, skill, knowing how to can. Tool, the canning, the pressure canner or water bath canner. Woodworking tools. I just did one for wood chisels. Do you know how to use wood chisels? It's not that hard to start learning how to use those. It's very easy. Heck, geez. What do I got here? Hang on. Let me make myself big again. What do I got here? It's a wood carving knife set. But, some of these are just like wood chisels in here, shaped just like them, curved and everything else. When I was, let me think. It was 69, 70, or 71. Might have been 70. No, actually, I think it was 69. For Christmas, I got this little, it was probably about 36 inches long. Hat on the side where the motor was, it was a wood lathe. On top had a like a upside down jigsaw, scroll saw. And Steve's in the house on phone, so in working mode. Okay, Steve. And Kathy Salton. I didn't say Kathy when she came in. All right, so Kathy's here. All right, so. Where are we at? We're at 17. Those that dropped out are going to be a surprise because I'm going to be doing a giveaway here in a little bit. So you can get one of these cheap little wood lathes at Harbor Freight, and if everything goes crazy, if you get the right one, you can turn it up so you can run it with a treadle pedal to turn the wood and learn how to do stuff. Make hoe handles, shovel handles, a cane for someone. Other skills and tools. Gardening, learning how to garden and have tools for gardening. All those things are anything you think of that you don't know how to do right now that you might need to do come Tawaki, the end of the world as we know it. Leather working, learning how to sew, learning how to weave cloth. There's a lot of skills and stuff. I actually saw at the Deseret Industries thrift store today in Idaho Falls. I picked up a used chair for $8, office chair, because my other one broke. They had a loom in there, and I was so tempted to grab it. But I couldn't tell whether it looked like it may not have been working or not. But it was, I got to go back there Thursday and check it out and take a closer look at it, because I was in a hurry. But you can check around some places. You'd be surprised where some of these old looms and stuff turn up at. Crocheting is easier than knitting. But my grandmother made some great stuff. Hang on a second, guys. Let me see if I can grab this here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It was here. There it is. All right. I'm going to have to turn off the green screen for this. So give me a second here. back to here. Make sure. Yeah. Well, no, it's showing up because it's got some other colors in it. This is a sweater my grandmother knitted for me. Look how small this is. She knitted this for me in the 60s, early 60s, okay? And it even has her little thing on it here. If I can get it to show here. Ah, come on. It's all crinkled up here. I'm not sure. It has a label on it, and it has a ball of yarn on there, and it says from the needles of Ethel Harper. And I got 2 of these. Right now, one of the boys has it across the street. And it's a little bit smaller. This here's the larger one, and all 3 buttons. All 3 buttons have come off of it. It has buttonholes here, so I've got to replace the buttons. But hey, this is from like 64, 65. She made it for me. Hey, Practical Rifleman, a gray note. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, he's just saying that about him. Okay, so let's go back over here. Hide that one there. Just trying to look here and see what we got here. What'd Brenda say? What'd Brenda say? Oh, that's what fig leaves are for. All right, so there, do you have to learn all skills? No. If you are for basic skills, first aid is the first skill everyone should know, even if they're not a prepper. And if you're on a homestead and you got equipment stuff, first aid is the first type skill you should learn to know. First aid is the first merit badge. I froze. First merit badge that most scouts learn and earn. All right. So, all right. So that takes care of, skills and tools. You got to pick out which ones you really need and work on which ones are going to be the most benefit for you. For preppers, I'm going to say first aid is first and gardening is second. And then following gardening is canning, how to preserve, canning, dehydrating, all the ways of preserving food. And Uncle Al's not in here because right now, if he was, Uncle Al would be saying salty meat, learn how to salt meat. And Walter is in the house. All right, and let's see here. Number 5, knowledge library. That's what I was told Patty to wait on it from Southern Bluffs Homestead. Knowledge library. Build your knowledge library. Now, some people are going to disagree with me on it. Now, hang on a second. I'm going to drop this down for anybody who wants to come up here. Now, there's the link, and then I'm going to save the link over here. I'm going to clear out my comment and pin the new link up there. All right, so knowledge library. Yeah, hang on, wrong one. I want to go this one. All right, knowledge library. There are several ways to have your library. Now, the majority of people are going to say, well, you got to have it in book because if the EMP hits, you lose everything. Not true. If you have it stored on a external hard drive, or even on thumb drive, some of these are like 128 gigabytes on a thumb drive. You can store a lot of PDF information and Word doc information on a thumb drive. And if you have, if you see some videos on how-to videos here on YouTube and you really like it, you can save it and you can download it and then save that video to that so you can review it later. But yeah, books are good, but if you have to quote bug out, you ain't packing all them books, you're packing food. And whereas where's my other one here? I know I have it sitting around here somewhere. Oh, it's back up on the computer. So I have two external hard drives that are 2 terabytes each, and then I have an 8 terabyte one back over here. And I like all my videos are on the 8 terabyte hard drive. But all the stuff I downloaded a bunch of from FEMA's archives. I downloaded a bunch of stuff on how to build gasifiers. Well, guess what? All those PDFs are on 2 different thumb drives, duplicates. And what I do is when I update something, I'll update the 1 terabyte, the 1 thumb drive first, put it in a what's called a Faraday bag, and take the other one out, update it, and put it back in its bag. So there's 2 bags. So I got a Kindle in one bag, and I bring it out and I update it. Except Kindle just decided to kill all the old Kindles access to the internet. So now I can't update that one anymore, but I still have a lot of information on that. So that just stays in there, and that is information I use. So if there's big CME and everything goes down, I can pull stuff out and start using it. I have an old laptop that is in a bag, and I can pull it out and I can plug the thumb drives in. And my printer here is not always hooked up, so it's isolated from, so I plug it in when I go to use it, and I unplug it when I'm done using it. So it's isolated from the power grid, so it's not going to get fried because there's not enough wiring in there to fry it unless it's a super mega 1000X class CME hitting the earth. But my wife and I have been talking about picking up a small laser printer and putting it in one of the big bags just in case. But the way prices are going up, we may not do that. But for a knowledge library, everything I got. You've seen some of my videos on both channels. I pulled out my prepper library and I showed books and books. I got 2 bookcases full of stuff in the living room there on cooking, prepping, canning, all that stuff. I got books, how-to books on electrical wiring, plumbing, woodcraft, and stuff like that. So what I'm going to try to do, one of my plans here, I'm not sure if I'll get to it this winter, is the Woodwright Shop on PBS. You can still go back to PBS and watch those. I'm going to see if I can download those or possibly get if PBS has it on DVD, where I get 2 years on a pack or whatever, and get some of his early stuff from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and where he was really showing how to make some of the tools and stuff as well. Yeah. And Brenda's back. Local library sale. They sell books and magazines. They no longer carry or have digitized. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff at your library. You can go pick up books if you want books and you don't want to pay top dollar for them. Because sometimes when the books get wore out, they'll order new books and they will get rid of the old ones. And sometimes they'll sell them at like $1 a book just so they can bring funds in. Just double checking that. Okay. Now, some people say that, all right, like a little prepper here. I'm going to bring this up, not picking on you. Never been interested in digital books. They're just not the same. I used to feel the same way. I love all my hardback, soft paperbacks, books, and everything else. But there are times, my wife got me interested in it, and I went and some of my books got really badly smoke damaged from a fire that was out in my mom's apartment after my mom had passed away. And there was someone going around setting fires in people's garages and everything else. It was, they somehow snuck up our driveway without getting caught and lit a fire in there. and they made me smoke damage. But so I was able to download off of Amazon. I could get the Kindle version for a fraction of the price of the hard copies. I still have the hard copies. I've been slowly cleaning them up and keeping them there. And my son is out, saw me clean them one time, and saw one of the sets of books called The Seventh Carrier. He read all of those. Surprised the heck out of me. But there's a lot of books and stuff that I have downloaded onto my Kindles just so I can read them. And there's some of them, there's a lot that I've gotten in the last 10 years that I only have on my Kindles. And I've got them downloaded to every single Kindle. I even downloaded them to my wife's because she was downloading stuff to mine. She goes, "All right, I'll stop downloading books to your Kindle." But so we have a lot of books. How to raise chickens, how to raise garden chickens. So chickens that work the garden. How to do alpacas. There's a bunch of how-to books. Beekeeping. I have several beekeeping e-copy books. And like I said, I keep at least one of the Kindles in a EMP bag all the time. Now I can't update that one anymore. I'm probably going to have to update my newest Kindle and relegate one of the other ones, to be in a backup one in as well. Yes, essential oils. I actually bought a hard copy one for my wife, and I bought an e-copy version from a different author and loaded it to her Kindle. So she was happy with that book. All right, Shadow's going to get more coffee. I'm going to go have more coffee without coffee. Where to go? And Uncle Isle's here, yeah. And T-Bar's right, yeah. Flood or wildfire, run, but staying home is better if the scenario allows for it. And that's one of the things I don't have anything. Okay, so here, water barrels. We're going to review these real quick. Water barrels, different tanks. You can get all sorts of different things to store water in. All sorts of foods you can get. Store what you eat what you store. However, folks, however, read the ingredients. Pop-Tarts. Oh, I used to love Pop-Tarts. Guess what one of the main ingredients in Pop-Tarts is? And it gives me diarrhea now. High fructose corn syrup. Heinz regular tomato ketchup. High fructose corn syrup. You got to get Heinz Simply without sugar added to it, without high fructose corn syrup. Same things with the jams and jellies and stuff. Smuckers used to never use, they used to brag about not using high fructose corn syrup. Guess what they're using in theirs now? High fructose corn syrup, unless you go for their more expensive Smuckers Naturals. Gift membership up for grab. And Vase Place got it. Yep. Come on, you stupid thing. There it goes. All right. So Vase Place just picked up a membership. And so now I got to add Vase Place to the wheel here. So I'm going to give away some stuff here. Let me go ahead and go through this real quick. There's a lot of stuff now that has high fructose corn syrup in it. Now I got it on my schedule here coming up for you guys. It's been on the schedule here for a while. Just slowly getting to it. Where is it? All right, so October 9th on my other channel, Camp Patton Family Compound. Sugar, a necessary evil. And so we're going to talk about that. And Don's here. WD Glock and Roll. All right. So, so your food, you can do that. Medicines, vitamins. Oh, I forgot your medicines. Don't forget your vitamins and your minerals as well. There's your Band-Aids, your Aleve, stuff like that. Clothing, extra clothing. I forgot to put that on there. Clothing, especially if you have kids, nieces, and nephews, and you guys pass things down. Just don't give away clothing if there's somebody down the line that can use it. Save money. You know, save it for family members to give it to them. You know, make sure you have stuff. You have your stuff. You got your water. You got your mountain house here. You got kits here. You got, I don't know what, they peeled the cans off. I mean, the labels off those cans. They got a couple cook stoves. They got 5-gallon buckets of stuff. They got propane tanks. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff there on that, and that takes care of that. So, stop sharing that. Star Homestead India put out a from Incubator 2. That's that one. So save that, watch that, and afterwards. All right, close that there. So let me go over here. Got to get out of that. Close that. Bring up what I'm going to do. We're going to give away some stuff now here, folks. Shoot, what the heck's going on here? There we go. Everything went wacko on me here for a second. Glenn's here. How to garden. All right, so dang, I'm just going to put they in here. Go down to the bottom. Enter they. V-E-Y. And get her on there so she's now a member. Thank you, Joe. All right, so get that set up. Now I'm going to go present, share screen, entire screen, share the audio, share, so we can actually listen to the music. All righty, so let me go ahead and do a shuffle it up here. Now, have you noticed there are 7 people that are GrayMan level, so they get 2 entries on the wheel. The prepper level gets 1 entry on the wheel, so this is for channel members. 5, let me get the right book here out. The date, I want to get this book prepped here. So today is the 26th. 9-26. And we're going to give away $5 Amazon gift cards. And shuffle a couple more times. And are you guys ready? Here we go. Christy, I'll talk about that in a second. Oh, Joe, you just picked tonight's winner. Gifted her a thing, and she won a $5 Amazon gift card. So they need to email me. Hang on a minute here. Let me get the email up here. Email me at the Camp Patton Family Compound at gmail.com. It's also on the other videos. It's down on the bottom. It's not. I didn't put it on the bottom of this one here, but Camp Patton Family Compound. Email me, and then I will email you the Amazon gift card. Also, make sure you put what country you're in, because sometimes I got to go to a different Amazon. Like for Canada, I got to go to the Canada one to try to do it. List that as a country of delivery, and that way I can get it to go. All right. Okay, so hurry up and write this down. And check here, and all righty. So hopefully she got that down, and then she can do it. All right. So got another one to do here. So let me go ahead and I'll pull that down, and I will close that, and I will shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. $5 Amazon. All right, and shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And we're going to go and do another giveaway here. Suzanne, is Suzanne still here? I forgot to check to see if Vay was still here. Is Vay still here? Vay, make a comment in the chat saying yes, you're here. Suzanne, make a comment. I need to know that you're here. That's one of the rules. You got to be in the chat to win. Yay! Yes, Suzanne's here. Yeah, so Suzanne, fire me off an email at Camp Patton Family Compound, and I will send out your gift card here either later tonight or first thing in the morning. Hey, Moon over Miami. Has anybody seen Vay? I know she snagged it, but I haven't seen a comment from her, which surprised me. Okay. There was I want to answer a comment here real quick here. Drop that back down over there. Close that one. I'm going to do one more spin on the wheel here. Christy Betts said, my sugar turned hard. Anything you can do about it? Yeah. There's a lot of ways. Basically, you just got to break it up. One of the things we do when it gets hard, we take a pillowcase, put the bag in the pillowcase, wrap it up, take a rubber mallet or a wooden mallet, and just start beating on the side and just break it up. I can't tell you how many times we've had a bag of sugar go hard on us, and we just break it up and use it, and it works just fine. Yeah, I know she was. Hey, let me check something here. One, two, do this here. All right, she's not coming up when I try putting her name in. All right, we'll give her a couple more minutes to say she's here for it. But yeah, Al likes to use the rubber mallet. Rubber mallet that way doesn't damage the pillowcase. There's a different any way you break it up. If it's in a 5-gallon bucket and it goes hard, there is a gardening auger. You get one of those little 1.5-inch gardening augers, and just put a couple holes in it, and then it starts breaking up real easy from that. Using a cordless drill. All right, let's go back big again here. All right, number 3, $5 Amazon gift card. 2, but my wife doesn't doesn't want to take the chance of damaging the rolling pin. My mom used to use the rolling pin all the time. She also used to chase me and my brothers around with the rolling pin. All right, so let's shuffle, and another $5 gift card to channel members. Most of the channel membership fees go back into the giveaway to channel members. All right, Troop 1351 is here. All right, check stuff here. Let's see if I'm going to check to see if they're in there. And okay, it says they're in the they're in the chat lurking, but let's see if Troop 1351 will come up and say anything. They're there. Okay, so I will Troop 1351. I got their email. In fact, I set the troops' email up when I was the Scoutmaster. So I got that one down. All righty. So nobody's seen Vay, have they? Okay. I have not seen Vay come in here at all. I know she got it, but I know sometimes people will get gifted one if they had one before and they let it lapse and somebody gifts it. If they've been a member before, the system automatically plugs it to them unless somebody beats the system by clicking on it first. So yeah, nobody's seen Vay. So I'm sorry, Vay. We're gonna scratch you. You didn't get it name up here. You didn't say you're here. Got to be here to win. So we're gonna do that one again. It's shuffle, and we'll give away another $5 Amazon gift card. Oh, 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 Troop gets a double. Okay, Troop gets a double. Kind of helps when you're a gray man level. You get on the wheel twice, but still. So they got that. Close that, and back to here. Now, one of the things I haven't talked about here yet, and going back to the beginning to water, I know we hammered on water for the first 15 minutes. Actually, it was about 10 minutes. But dealing with water, something that you need to, I'm going through my book here right now to get to the right page. All right, water purification. Water purification. There you have it. Cloudy water, 1 quart, 4 drops, unscented, regular plain bleach. 1 gallon, 16 drops. 5 gallon, 1 teaspoon. Clear water is half that. Okay. Now, before you go and put the bleach in the cloudy water, you might want to try to do a little filtering. And I've done over on Camp Patton Family Compound. I made a video over there. I don't like redoing the videos. What I may do is I may just upload that video over here so you guys it's fresh over here. You don't usually like it, but that's an important one. I took a 5-gallon bucket. I've done a video on my water thing in the kitchen there. You see it in a lot of my videos in the kitchen, the water purification thing. It's and the top half has a ceramic filter on it that goes down to half a micron. All right. And actually, I think the latest one I got goes down to a quarter of a micron. And so I put one of those in the bottom of the bucket, put another bucket underneath of it, and then for the bucket. So hopefully I'm still talking. So for the top of the bucket, I'll get some good white t-shirt material, brand new t-shirts, not old ones because it's tighter weave, and lay it over there and get some like the super rubber band material, wrap it around there. You can use the surgical tubing or the tubing from slingshots and stuff, wrap it around on there so it doesn't fall down in. And you pour your water in there. That will filter some of the big, the big stuff out. The grit, the leaves, and other stuff like that out. And then it goes down into the filter and takes anything a half micron or a quarter micron or larger out of the water. And then what goes down into the bottom bucket then is something you can either A, just add some bleach to, B, boil and put a couple drops of bleach in it, or put a couple of drops of bleach in it first and then boil. So there's a lot of ways you can work the water. You can build your own. There are plenty of videos on how to make sand filters and charcoal filters for water. The ones I like the best will is where it's making taking like a 15-gallon barrel, a drum barrel like I showed you there with the water, and you run on one of the things you run it on a tube all the way to the bottom, and then the other one and you have it screwed in so it's watertight, and the other one you have it come off the top and over with some 90s and down, and you fill from the tube so it filters from the bottom up. And the sand will take out a lot of stuff out of the water, just like a fresh mountain stream. And the charcoal will take out a bunch more stuff. Charcoal will actually remove a certain amount of chemicals. Okay, I put in a good suggestion too. Coffee filters, yes, cone coffee filters work good as well for pre-filtering. There is, okay, I'm looking over here. I'm still moving on that screen there. Just froze over there, still live. It's acting weird. Okay, it's got a big lag on it here. It may be, we are getting hit by an part of the geomagnetic storm here, and I see it freezing up here on there. Of course, I've still got a lot of screens open up here. You may want to check your go to the little wheel down at the bottom, down under the side here. I guess it is. There's over this side here, the little gear wheel. And you can change your setting. Sometimes it acts up, and YouTube has been. I'm noticing this. YouTube has been kicking video quality down to 144. When I set all my stuff to do 720 to receive it, and even though you open it up, it says auto 720, but you click on it, and it's down to 144 here for me. So I gotta kick it up there, and it takes a second. Video quality goes back up. Not quite true. There are certain bugs and stuff that live in high temperature water that can survive it, unless you're doing your rolling boil for 10 minutes. That bleach kills almost instantly. And yeah. Hey, Walter, I know a lot of people in here will disagree on that when they say you boil the water and filter it through coffee. Me, I don't like coffee, but yeah, I know what you mean. Boiled water, even after it cools down, tastes terrible. You got to re-aerate it because a lot of the air is boiled out of the water. So you got to put it in a container, shake the air back up in it, and to get the air back into it. But yeah, I notice I am freezing over there. I don't know what's going on here. It's got to be something. The whole internet must be being affected because of my feedback through YouTube is freezing up a lot where I'm not freezing on the StreamYard one. When I'm streaming, when I'm freezing up on YouTube, is my audio freezing or going glitchy? Am I going Mr. Roboto? Yeah. Yeah. I look at it this way. If I'm having to pull water from some stream in the city or from a gutter somewhere, yeah, I'm gonna bleach it 2 or 3 times. Which chart, Uncle? Are you talking about you talking about this one here, Uncle Al? Put that up there for a second. See if it'll show up there or not on the. Okay, it's showing up there. Okay. Audio is good. Visual's freezing. Okay, so you guys can at least still hear me. Okay. Yeah, there are some. You can buy some professional filters to use for an emergency filtration system as part of one. Culligan has a couple good ones. They used to have some big, heavy-duty, whole house ones I have, both on the house across the street and on the house in California. I'm trying to find another Culligan one to put a big filter to put on this house as well. But we'll see what happens. If I ever get one on that, or I have to go with several smaller ones. All right. So filtering water in emergencies. All right, now we're going to go into the area which I said in the very beginning that a lot of channels said, this is your primary concern. You got to get this first. And I said, I imitated Mel Brooks and said, bullshit, from Blazing Saddles. That's weapons. The reason I was hoping that Becoming Dangerous, Wayne, also known as Ungrateful Peasant, would be in here because he deals with selling firearms and stuff. Or Doris would be in here. You know, these are guys that buy and sell guns and stuff, that work for gun dealers and stuff. If you are not trained already in a firearm and you're just beginning to stock stuff up first before you get a firearm. Why? Because when you get a firearm, you're going to need to spend a lot of time at the range learning how to use it. Now, there is a great company here in Idaho Falls called Gear and Guns. And do I got one of the things up here? No, I don't. And if you go in there and say, I'm thinking about buying this gun, I don't want to buy this gun, or this gun, they'll say, tell you what, let's get all three. We'll go out on the range. You can try them out for free. What sort of company does that this day and age? They have a whole selection of guns that are for use on the gun range before you buy a gun. And before you even go to the range, they'll have you try it and go through the dry fire and testing and stuff. Just make sure it's comfortable in your hand before you even get on the range. Because I went up there looking at several guns and I picked up the one. Ruger was coming out with a 22 Magnum semi-auto pistol. I figured, cool. I got a revolver. A 22 Magnum is easy to control. I want to go check it out. I picked it up and it was so friggin' bulky. They used this framework and stuff on the 5.7, which is a bigger, longer cartridge than the 22 Magnum. And it was they put they had the double stack magazine in there, so it's wider, and it's like hell no, I don't like it. I will never use it. So I didn't get one. I didn't even get to the range. It was like, crap, no. And so there are, when it comes to pistols and stuff, if you're not comfortable holding it and it doesn't feel good in your hand, you're most likely not want to go to the range and shoot it all the time and become proficient at it. And same thing with a rifle. Some of these guys are saying, you want an AR platform. That's the only thing that's good is an AR platform. So others go, you want the AK platform. That's the only thing that's good. Once again, here comes Mel Brooks. Bullshit. Pardon my language, but some of the stuff just really pisses me off. First rifle I got, bolt action. Second rifle I got was a semi-automatic Remington nylon 66. First rifle my brother got was a bolt action. Second rifle I got was a lever action. I got a lever action, a couple of rifles down the line. But bolt action, if you're a beginner, bolt action is not a bad rifle to start with, and it's a multi-purpose rifle. It's good for hunting, and it's good for home defense. Some people are going, oh no, you got to be able to put out there 20 rounds or 30 rounds out there in a big magazine and be able to spray and pray and hope you hit somebody else. I have some sign language I'd like to use for that, but I'm not going to. When I went through the police academy, my weapon was my service revolver for the sheriff's department. It was my personal weapon. It was a revolver, a Smith & Wesson Model 28 Highway Patrolman, 357 Magnum with an end frame, which is the frame they use for the 44 Magnum. The end frame with an 8 3/8 inch barrel. There were two other guys in the academy had the exact same gun. We took first, second, and third place at the competition shoot. Just saying. Yeah. Hey, Shani, how's it going? Yeah, there are classes that'll teach it and stuff, and you teach it, but if you need to find a range that will, a gun store range that will have it there for you to rent or have one there for free for you to use to see if that's something you want to do. What type of rifle you want to go to. I love bolt action rifles. I'm sorry, I love bolt action rifles. I love lever action rifles. Yeah, my nylon 66, it has a total of about 500 rounds through it. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 600 rounds. But it is in immaculate condition. Right now, it's with my wife. That's the rifle she has at the house there. My first rifle I got was a Remington 10-shot bolt action. I love that thing. And what's neat about it is I've got this little device on it for cleaning it. It traps all the fluid when I clean the barrels, and it filters all the crap out of the solution and stuff. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I love to, I'm actually going to be going to get a actual ATF licensed suppressor for some of my rifles. We get the suppressor that thing, make sure it's interchangeable between most of my 22s. Because on the bolt actions and a suppressor, and if you're using subsonic ammunition, they ain't going to hear it. They ain't going to know where it's coming from. And I'm talking about the deers, the squirrels, the rabbits, and everything else. Wink. Oh, I've heard that some of them were. Mine, I just had to do some adjustment on the sight, and once I had the sight adjusted in on it, yeah, it's been perfect ever since. Kaylin just brought up the other thing. Let me bring hers up here. Boom. Yeah, at Scout Camp, they have 22s, and they have 20 gauge shotguns. Because you're talking 11-year-old scouts, sometimes 10-and-a-half-year-old scouts. If they were in Cub Scouts, they completed all their Weeble stuff, got everything done, and at 10-and-a-half, they're able to transition into Boy Scouts, and that's right before summer Scout Camp. Yeah, so you could have some 10-and-a-half-year-olds out there trying to shoot, and so the 20 gauges, the long barrel 20 gauge is what they used. They're probably bolt action. Most camps use bolt action rifles for 22s. But the main thing is whatever type rifle, shotgun, pistol, make sure you go to a range or some place where they will let you try it out, and they offer classes to teach you on it, not just how to shoot, but how to clean it, take care of it, all the nomenclature on the weapon as well, everything about it. You want a good place that will do that. That was one of the problems that I heard, that one of the subcontractors doing rifling for them screwed up a batch of them. I think you're right, T-Bar. You had ones where the rifling wasn't right. I also heard that some of the Remingtons back then, the outside of the barrel looked smooth, but the inside went. Losing audio. Yeah, I'm frozen solid over there for a second. I'm moving again. But yeah, so if you have a friend who's new to prepping and they're just getting into it, or if you're wanting to thinking about, do you have enough of everything? Are you going along good enough? Like I did in the beginning, make sure you got your water, twice as much drinking water as you have for a number of days of food. Other water for cooking, cleaning, stuff like that. And then you make sure you got, your food. It's food you eat and like. And with the food, I forgot. I'm sorry, I totally forgot. Spices and seasonings to flavor it up. So you're not having pork chops all the time. It tastes like pork chops. You give them with all the different seasonings and flavorings and stuff on it. All the fun stuff. There are a lot of them out there. A friend of mine from around the corner back in California, his grandfather was Kinder's, was Old Man Kinder's, and he works for the company still. And they are having fun coming up with new seasonings and stuff for meats and stuff for chicken, pork. Of course, with chicken also goes turkey, beef. They're even working on coming out some now for lamb. Okay, so look for that if you like on Sam's Club or Costco, when they got all the Kinder stuff. In the next year, they should be coming out with stuff for lamb. Good. And if anybody's in Southern California, Corsair Trainers, that's what he does. He runs classes on that. Where I went to high school, they closed the school down for the first week of hunting season. Every truck at the high school had 1, 2, or 3 rifles or shotguns in the back of the cab at school. The principal had rifles in the back of his pickup at school. Guess how many people got shot at that school? Ever. 0. Okay, Tibor. All right. When you're talking about, all right, shotguns is a whole another world has opened up for shotguns. There is pump shotguns. There is double barrel, single barrel, break open shotguns. There is pump shotguns. There are semi-automatic shotguns. There are pump shotguns that take magazines. And they have magazines up to 50 round magazines in 12 gauge that you can use in a pump shotgun. Oh, wait a minute. They have semi-automatics that take those same magazines. Interesting. Yeah, screen's probably going to be acting up here. I mean, I can feel a tingling sensation of the geomagnetic. I think the storm's kicking up again right now. So anyway, so if you have a friend or yourself or a family member or a neighbor that's interested in getting in prepping and they want to know where to start at, tell them simple, just start adding to your food and go down to Walmart, one of these places, get a couple of these, 5 or 7 gallon water cubes, pick one or two up a month, and when they're on sale, pick up 2 or 3 and fill them full of water and store them. And if they're storing them in their garage, please have them put them on some plywood, or better yet, if they can get a pallet, and put a piece of plywood on the pallet. That way it's up off the concrete. Because even the food grade water barrels and these cubes and stuff will draw chemicals from the concrete through the plastic into the water, and it taints the water. Oh, that is a fun gun. That is a fun one. All right, so you tell them, start off, tell them, what foods do you really like? What is your primary foods you eat the most of? When it's on sale, buy more. Go ahead and start buying a little extra all the time. Like if you're going to go buy like, 4 boxes of Hamburger Helper, buy 5 or 6. If it's on sale, buy 10. And I see Tony. Oh, our cabin in the woods. Hey, Tony. And so explain to them how they, you don't tell them, you're not being a prepper. You're just being smart and hedging against the crazy rushes that happened on the store there for a month or two back in 2020. If something like that happens again, and then they'll probably go, oh, so like if there's stuff's on good supply now, yeah, you go pick up an extra case of toilet paper, something I didn't mention before, extra roll of paper towels, paper plates. I love getting the paper plates at Sam's Club. It comes in a double stack carrier, because using the small tortillas to make quesadilla for the grandkids. Boom, you put it on there, one tortilla, put the cheese on it, put another tortilla on it, put it on the plate, toss it in the microwave for 30 seconds, pull it out, turn it over, back in the microwave for 10-15 seconds, take it out, let it start cooling, and you just cut it up into triangles, and 2 kids start eating on it, or 3 kids start eating on it. Video went black. Is it all right? Am I back? Okay, I'm still showing up here, but I am freezing occasionally. Okay, so but talk to them about their food for food and water. Give them a couple of water cubes, the little jerry cans, the 7-gallon jerry cans from Walmart, whatever. They can pick that up. All right, I'm going to stop that. There we go. Oh, WD Glock and Roll, who just put out a video, Glock 21 workout. So Don, who's in, I don't know if Don's still in here, but his video just hit up. So check out Don's video here later. Put that off to the side. But talk to your friends about it, and then tell them, oh, medications. Did you have problems getting medications before? Well, get extra stuff, and make sure you get the real Sudafed, not that Sudafed PE, which is fake placebo stuff. Talk and just have them just one step at a time. Tell them don't break the bank, just getting a little bit of time, a little bit here, a little bit there. One of the things that I got on my one nephew for, he was out, and he got married, and they were partying all the time and stuff, and they're spending a lot of money on booze and everything else. I told him, and he was complaining about not being able to stock up enough supplies and stuff, and getting all the ammunition he wanted for hunting and getting the new rifle and stuff. I told him, how much are you spending a month on booze? Oh, $20 or so. I looked at his wife. How much are you spending a month on it? She goes, oh, we're spending about 20 a month. I looked at him. I go, I can tell right now you're way off. Save your receipts, and every time you buy any alcohol in a bottle for the house or a bar or whatever, everything, keep it track. Get a little notebook. Write it down. They were spending $300 a month on alcohol. Yeah, they dramatically cut back their drinking. And since they cut back their drinking, they're spending that money now on their preps. It's got to run before your carriage turns into a pumpkin. All right, T-Bar, and I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm just going through the final wrap up here. So when you're talking to your friends and your family, anybody that's just starting out in prepping, and I screen froze there for a second. Talk to them about, the starting off with the basic, a little at a time. If they ask if there's any videos they can watch, I got the two series of videos. I got Prepping for Beginners and Prepping in Private that talk about basically for beginners and stuff on getting stuff. I got some more videos to add to it. I'll be adding more videos here after Thanksgiving to both those playlists. But let them know, hey, it's one step at a time, a little at a time. Don't go hog wild on it. Don't buy stuff because some prepper channel says you need 4 cases of MREs or you need 4 cases of freeze-dried food. I tell people, MREs, that stuff's nice after you have a year's worth of food stored up of regular food you eat. Your canned food and stuff will keep for a couple of years. Your packages of spaghetti and pasta will keep 5 years, so long as you keep them airtight. Exactly, Tony. Only buy what you eat. It's store what you eat what you store. Don't store crap you're not going to eat. And like Dave at Southern Ohio Prepping and I used to say when he was up there, we could get on stuff about freeze-dried food and MREs. Try it out first. Now, Caden does a great MRE review, and MREs are improving over what they were when my wife was in the military back 35 years ago. Because sometimes the dietary change of going from what you normally eat to going to eating freeze-dried food for a week can either plug you up or make you Mount Vesuvius. And so that's why when I took the scouts on scout camp and they wanted to bring a bunch of freeze-dried food, I told their parents, make sure they eat a small packet, whatever, a single serving packet, every other day for the week before they go to scout camp. All right, so I think I've beat this I hope I've beat this to death enough to get people on it and to give you guys an idea of how you can talk to your friends and stuff about prepping. And sometimes if anybody, your friends, work acquaintances, whatever, family members are complaining about the prices of things and how stuff's jumping up, remind them, coupons, sale ads, buy the stuff when it's on sale. I mean, that's how my mom back in the 70s was able to, get us a couple of years worth of food, was when it was on sale and with coupons and the double coupons. She loved that. And she'd only buy what we eat. I understand, Tony. It's busy all around. I was almost late coming in for this live stream working outside. All right, how old am I today? Well, let me see. Okay, California time at, again, I want to get the time right, at 2 in the afternoon, so at 2:51 and 6 seconds, I was 66 years, 6 hours, 6 minutes, 6 seconds old. 6 all the way across. and next Monday it'll be 6 hours. Yeah, so it's going to be this year. I'm going to have fun with the 666 thing, poking fun at it. Yeah. So so I'm 66 today, and actually a couple weeks ago I went back to. I was talking to people about doing the 65. If you don't get on Medicare, they hit you a penalty if you're more than a month late signing up for it. And my wife says, "Yeah, go sign up." And some other people say, "Yeah, sign up." And then I did the math, and I went down. I unenrolled in it because I haven't yet done anything on it. And my insurance company says, "Oh yeah, you do. You send us the stuff. We'll send you. We'll refund a certain amount." And they kept saying, "Oh, we haven't gotten it. I've sent them 3 times, never got refunded." So I cut it off. Here's what I found out doing the math. It's a 10% penalty for each monthly payment being late. Well, if you don't get it until you hit 72 when you retire and start taking Social Security, like I'm going to do, that's 6 years for me. At for 12 months, basically for me to start, it costing me more for waiting with that 10% penalty. I'm going to have to live to be 125 before I start feeling that penalty, because I'll start at 70. I'll start paying a 10% extra, but this 6 years are like, they're like 60, basically give me 60 years worth of penalty I don't have to worry about. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. No, that's fine. That's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it was the wording was a little confusing there, Kaylin. Code. It's fine. So yeah. So just let your friends know, relative to everything else. They can do it. Someone says, "Is it too late?" It's never too late. It's never too late till they're putting you in a pine box and putting you in the ground. So you can, they can start prepping. They can start working on it. They can save money doing stuff. They can also start cutting back on their superfluous money spending. My wife, the accountant, the staff sergeant, the accountant. All right. We, when we first got married, let's go out to dinner. We were dating all the time, going out to dinner, going to the movies. And then it's like, crap, we're spending a ton of money on this. So we started going to the matinees, the $2 matinees for the movies. And then we started, cutting back the fancy restaurants to the Sizzler and some of the other ones. And then, Fuddruckers was the last restaurant we were going to, getting the big hamburgers and stuff. And we'd order the big hamburger, eat half of it there, bring the other half home for the next day. But then it's just like, we haven't gone out to a restaurant 15 years, 10 years. And it's like, for what we spend at a restaurant, we can have 3 really great meals at home for what it costs one of us to eat at a restaurant. But there's we've changed up our spending, so the house in California is paid for. The house across the street, I think end of next year it's paid for. And as soon as that's paid for, then we're going to start doubling up on the payments for this house. And so, yeah, and if we ever sell the one in California, hey, we're set. All that money goes into a savings thing. We don't have, and she retires, but we'll probably still do odd jobs and stuff. Once she's up here permanently, then I go. We moved all our stuff up here from California. Then I go over to Home Depot or Lowe's or something and get a job there as a as a contracting expert. So, but or we just start doing all of our other stuff to make money. And that's the thing too, is if you're prepping and stuff and you have a 9-to-5 job, get a second part-time job if you're worried about the money and stuff. Do something where you can do a side hustle, like Courtney and her crazy chicken signs. I mean, that's going to make a great, this winter, when she can start painting a bunch of those and getting them ready for next year, she'll make a bunch of money on those. All right. So coming up here, I may be changing things around next week because the staff sergeant is coming Saturday. Yeah. Oh, those of you that were here and missed the live stream last night, she was on the live stream. She came on. So Christy is another 57 child. I got teased. All right, my first name is Guilford, Guilford, Gilford. I got teased all the time because all my cousins' stuff loved the 57 Chevy. And I was born in 57. So so they tease me all the time about, you're not a Ford, you're a Chevy. Anyways, all right. So coming up on Friday, does your garden do what it should? We're going to talk about gardening on Camp Patton Family Compound for the Friday Night Homestead. Talk about is your garden doing what it should? Then on Saturday, Survival Saturday, it's the topic is survival garden. Back here on GrayManPrepping, and it's for preppers and stuff to realize, hey, you need to plant a garden now and make it a survival garden. And hopefully I can get Howie up there and Ron, the Green Wizard, up there and talk about the different things for a survival garden that is a hidden garden in plain sight. All right, next Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, right now the schedule is chicken feed. You can make it. Talk about ways of making chicken feed for those that have chickens. However, she may want to change it up. We may be changing it around. We may pull the sugar necessary evil and move it up a week, or we may pull something else up there if I can get her to come on. I'll let her pick the topic for next Monday. And next Tuesday, the topic is prepping is a marathon, not a sprint. And I'll try to get her up there to talk about that and about the things we've done over time to get I think we got like 5 years worth of food now. Between both those creations, combining it, I think we got about 5 years worth of food. So that's what's coming up here. Also, if anybody has any suggestions for, grab the right banner here, for both GrayManPrepping and Camp Patton Family Compound, any suggestion of topics you'd like to see us do live streams on, please email it. Also, for your prep for today, if you have any ideas for your prep for today that I haven't done anything on yet, I think I got 410 or 405 videos set for that. So please, add suggestions for that as well. What do you want to hear about? All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end this now and remind everybody, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out there and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps. Water, food, medicine, clothing, skills, and tools. All right? See you around.